live version of Sunrise Extra. Something we haven't done in weeks, actually. The last time we did a Sunrise Extra show was pre-Olympics, before the Olympic Games in Tokyo. We said, let's do it today, and apparently we can't do it live on Facebook right now.
Facebook's
so that's where a lot of our viewers usually are.
Good morning to you folks on YouTube.
What's up, YouTube?
Yes. Hey. So we were talking about the heat today, and so the deal was yesterday we hit 102 in Portland. That ties yesterday's daily record. Today's record is 104, and that's your forecast. So
yeah, that is our forecast. The only, and I've been mentioning this throughout the morning, that the only, I mean, I'm a weather guy. I got to give a hedge, right, in case we don't get it. There's a little bit more wildfire smoke and haze that's kind of drifting over Western Oregon. We're not 100% sure how that's going to impact the temperatures, depending on how thick it is. I'm banking that it's not going to do a lot, so I've got us at 104.
Did you see the shot we had from Langdon Farms down in Aurora this morning? Brian Clerkley, our reporter, was out there. And photographer Eric, had a shot of the skies. It looked pretty hazy. I even said to Nina, I said, do you think that's smoke already drifting its way up?
There are a number of small to medium-sized fires burning in the Oregon Cascades right now. Some are, a lot of them are under control, some are not, but they're still emitting smoke plumes. Right now, Lynn and Lane County are especially smoky. That is a live picture right now.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, that is from our Stoller Vineyard camera in Dayton, obviously pointed east, and you can see the smoke and the haze. And there's also a little bit of cloud cover, so it's kind of a, you got a couple things going on. All of those things, all of those little particulates could be just enough to limit our insolation, so to speak. That's incoming solar radiation, if you must know, measured in watts per meter squared.
I thought it was impressive. That you knew it was pointing east. I guess that's because the sun was in the shot. See, I wouldn't have put that together so quickly.
When you get up as early as we do, sometimes we forget our left and right, right? So a little bit of that, and that's the only thing that might temper the heat today. Otherwise, like I said, 104 is a pretty good range for Portland. The Dalles hit 110 yesterday. That was the hot spot in the state. They're likely to do that again today.
That was the high mark in the entire state of Oregon? Or just our area?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 110 yesterday.
The Dalles has done that a few times. I remember when we had that extreme heat, 116 in Portland, they were up to like 118. I thought I was going to say 119. I was going to say 119, Chris.
Well, the other thing about the Dalles reporting site, of course, is that it is in Washington.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Dalles Airport, I think it's called Dallesport, it's on the Washington side of the river. So if you want to get technical about it, it's not actually the Dalles proper.
You're telling me the Dalles, Oregon.
Did I just shatter all of your?
No. The Dalles, Oregon has an airport that's in Washington.
Yes, it's right across the river.
Why are we calling it the Dalles Airport then if it's in Washington? Isn't that crazy?
I sound like we need to get one of our best meteorologists on that. Where's Rod Hill? Do we
have a viewer in the Dalles right now that can explain this? To me, that's wild.
What are you guys doing to keep cool? That's what we want to know. We had a fun poll up this morning. What is your favorite frozen treat to go to when it's hot outside? Popsicles, ice cream, or snow cones? And ice cream was by far the number one thing to go.
We had ice cream last night.
I had a little ice cream bar too. So what are you guys doing to keep cool? More and more homes have air conditioning, which is good because do you have that graphic available, or maybe you can kind of just talk about it, but more 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah, so let's go, guys. Let's go ahead and take the graphics real quick. Okay, that's the excessive heat advisory, and real quick, let me just walk through this. As Futurecast has this in the mid 90s at lunchtime. Holy cow, 104. That's if that smoky haze doesn't develop. Okay, so triple-digit heat. For starters, we hit 100. We topped 100 yesterday, so that's 4 times this summer we've hit 100 degrees or better.
Okay.
We are likely to do it today. That puts us at the top of the list for the most all-time number of 100-degree days in one summer. If we do it again tomorrow, there's a chance we will. That would set a new record for the summer of 2021 in Portland. That is just unconscionable, right? But 90-degree heat has also been kind of a benchmark over the last several years. If you remember in the hot summer of 2018, that's the all-time record of 90-degree heat in Portland. We did it 31 days. We have got, another 6 weeks of summer to get through, and we're already at 20, and we're going to tack on another probably, let's see, today's Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 more, and maybe 1 or 2 next week. So, the 90-degree heat is a story as well. The 30-year average for 90-degree heat in Portland is 12 and a half
days. Okay.
So we've blown that out of the water. We are on our way up well into the 20s, and we'll see.
And we had that story from, a bunch of climate scientists saying, get used to it. And the number, you can't the numbers show it.
Salem is up over 33 90-degree days already this year. They've had significantly more than Portland. I think they hit 106 times already. Spokane, Washington hit 37 90-degree days already, and their record's 39. Their all-time record's 39. They're going to blow that out of the water this year. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at heat and how you like to classify summers, but 2021 is quickly going down as one of our hotter summers on record, and we'll see where things end up by the end of the month.
I'm curious because when we talk about the average high temperature in Portland in July and August, we still mention that 81 number, right? That's the number it's 80 or 81, I forget which.
Yeah.
But that's based on, how many years of data? Over 100?
Well, so they adjust the climate normals every 30 years.
Okay.
That's an international standard. When we say average high, we say that's the 30-year average, and the 30-year average for early August for Portland is 81 or 82 degrees. So this is climatologically the warmest part of the year.
Right. It just doesn't feel accurate anymore to say the average daily temperature in Portland in July and August is 81. It seems like there's so many days over that number.
You feel like it's cool when it's 88, and that's still quote unquote way above average, and that's a fair point, fair assessment.
81 is like the perfect temperature.
Right, and I don't think we see it enough during these months where supposedly it's the average.
Yeah.
So more homes have air conditioning now. Of course, older buildings, a lot of multi-story buildings don't have it. Some buildings you are not allowed to have like a window unit or something.
Which is absurd when you're talking about like the heat wave that we had back in June. I mean, that's got to be something.
They make freestanding ones, but
or the ductless, or what are those portable units?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is the reason they can't put them in the windows or the places that forbid you from putting it in the windows? They're
I think
afraid
it's liability issues.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah, that's it.
if you put it in yourself, or I think there's a Seinfeld episode about that. The air conditioner flies out the window.
Whoa.
But yes, so there are plenty of people, who are in really dire straits, and older people, as we, saw in June, who died because of heat-related issues.
Kristen's story is airing tonight.
What is it about?
They did the deep dive into heat-related deaths from the June heat wave, and one was just like it made you want to cry.
It seemed very avoidable.
Well, it seemed avoidable because somebody with varying degrees of I think it was maybe Alzheimer's and some other critical needs. An elderly person getting off of a bus being dropped off near her house, but not directly in front of her house. Just neighbors, I guess, saw her walk away from her house on the hottest day of that June heat wave. Confused and was out walking for apparently 2 or 3 hours and succumbed to the heat.
And there was a couple of instances where older people, they lived alone. They're not feeding themselves on a regular basis or making food for themselves. They had an air conditioner and it wasn't plugged in or turned on. You get confused and the heat makes that worse, And so if you do have some neighbors that you see, walking or people that you can just kind of knock on the door today and tomorrow and the next day.
Well, we say that all the time.
And just check on them.
And in most cases, I'm sure most people watching, don't feel like they have that situation. They don't have a neighbor that they feel like they need to check in on. But we're talking about that case that you just mentioned, those two people. I mean, if someone heard that advice, acted on it, and went over and checked on those neighbors, that could have made a difference.
Yeah,
right?
The unit or something like that. So, Brian, Railfan, what's up on YouTube? He's one of our diehard regulars. He says, when could we get away from the heat wave for this year? What's the coolest spot to go to that's nearby?
How do we escape it, or when's the heat going to end? I don't know. That's a two-part question.
The
escape route is the coast. Remember, the Oregon ocean water temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s.
Yeah.
So if you really got to cool off, just be careful because
what are the temps on that? I'm going to the coast this week.
Yeah, we're going to be in the 60s.
In the 60s?
Highs in the 60s.
Well, right at the beach, and depending on, Newport always seems to be one of the cooler spots. Astoria hit 88 yesterday, but I think Astoria will actually cool off a bit today and even more so this weekend. So the Oregon coast will be the place to cool off for sure.
The other question, though, that we kind of hinted at there, sometimes you'll give us a 2-week, 3-week outlook. You can look ahead and just give us a generalization. So are we seeing another uptick?
So the climate outlook that gets updated weekly for days and days and days at a time. The short term 6 to 10 day, 10 to 14 day looks about average. Okay. So we're probably going to sprinkle a couple more 90-degree days in there. We don't see another big heat dome like this in the models yet, but remember that only goes out through the end of August. So actually, kind of deeper into that question, Portland's last 100-degree day on record, I think, was like September 5th.
Okay.
The last 90-degree day on record is like October 15th. So
I'm not surprised by that.
You know,
yeah.
we can still have some hot Septembers.
Absolutely. I was going to say, I'd like to go back maybe between today and tomorrow, Chris. You mentioned 2018.
That's cool.
You mentioned 2018, the year our record was set for most 90-degree days.
31, yeah.
I'm curious how many of those happened in September, because if I remember correctly, there was a hot September. Like a few of those, at least 4, 5, 6 may have showed up that month. So you're not out of the woods when you hit Labor Day.
I can look that up.
Okay.
I can look that up, but I can't look it up in 10 seconds.
No,
but
I
maybe
was like
30,
between now and
so,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Maybe tomorrow on the Sunrise program. My point is just that when you hit Labor Day, you think summer's over, and that's not always the case.
Not on the
here.
West Coast. No, definitely.
So we've been asking all morning, what are some of the ways you were staying cool? I will tell you right now that we also went the ice cream route last night. We're
What did
3
you guys
for 3. Dryers was on sale this week at Safeway.
Yeah.
So we picked up a few half gallons of and my kids don't like the dryers. They prefer the Tillamook. Okay. And then I see the dryers coming, like, Dad, you got dryers?
I got a beef
flavor.
with Tillamook ice cream.
I said, yo, I got the one that was on
Sizing,
sale.
pricing.
Yeah.
We got Rocky Road for one, and some kind of variation on Rocky Road that involved little peanut butter cups. I think it's pretty slam dunk awesome.
That's Dryers, huh?
That's Dryers.
Oh, they're getting kind of...
Dryers has a whole Rocky Road
Snazzy.
collection series, they're calling it. It's like the traditional Rocky Road and then a few other flavors that are like Rocky Road, but with a few additional ingredients like the little peanut
I
butter.
haven't bought like a tub of ice cream in years because I never have that surface area available in the freezer.
Really?
I buy the bar, like ice cream bars or fudgesicles I love because you can kind of like slip them in amongst the things in the
need to go back that
My wife has an
route, I
obsession
think.
with extra freezers. Growing up,
I want one
Yeah?
for the garage.
We've got one in the basement.
in the last couple of years,
For the
she's
Costco
picked up
trips.
two.
Yeah.
two used, like just now, a neighbor of ours was moving. She saw that they posted their refrigerator and freezer for sale. We need to get that. I said, no, we don't need to get that. It's not a need. It is not a need. It's a want.
Yeah.
It's in our garage now.
Yeah. I would
We
like
have
a
it now.
garage freezer.
She's looking for a place to put Drew when he needs to cool off.
Maybe. Well, that'd be better than her looking to put my.
The alternative. Why did we both
was
go
really
there?
mad at
I
me.
was.
Oh my
I
God.
was going there, but I didn't want to say it.
You were probably going down the right road. Together. This was the first Sunrise Extra in weeks. I'm going to deem it a success. So good, in fact, we may come back and do another one tomorrow.
All right, I've got an answer for you.
Oh, you did
what's
that
that?
quickly?
What'd you
Well,
look
I
up?
mean, I'm just looking up the numbers. All right, you wanted to know how many 90-degree days in September 2018. This
Yeah.
is all information available on the National Weather Service website. All right, Drew, do you care to rephrase what you think
I
about?
was going to say, now that you bring it up, it's got probably.
Yeah, there was one 90-degree day on September 2018. There were 15 90-degree days in July that month.
year?
And I think there were like 8 in June or something like that. So that was the record at 31.
We were trying to. I don't remember like the 2018 heat wave being like a thing.
Yeah.
That's because you had a newborn, and we had a
was a year-old by
Was your
then. Well,
wife
almost.
pregnant that year? With
We
Patrick?
had a lot of trips to the hospital with Patrick that year. So that was it was in between trips to the hospital and it being hot is all we remember about 2018. So
I remember
yeah.
the summer of '09. You can look that one
He's
up.
fine
I know
now,
we're
by
out of
the way.
time. Summer of '09 was another hot
in the
one. If you look it up.
yes,
And
20. So here we go. 25 90-degree days in 09.
Okay.
29 90-degree days in 2015, and we thought, oh, can't we just get 30 for? And then we got 31 in 2018.
Yeah. The '09 summer, we lived in an apartment with our 20-month-old twins and a dog.
Oh,
We were in
man.
between houses, and that was no AC, and that's why I'll always
Yeah,
remember
that's
that
brutal.
summer.
You remember that heat wave?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah,
that-
was rough.
that August
was
heat
rough.
wave. Yeah.
Quarters.
And-
All right, you guys, we got started a little late because we were trying to get Facebook online, but thank you so much for rejoining us again for Extra. Stay cool, please. Stay safe. Check on a few people. We will see you tomorrow.